Okay then, so we're going to go through the answers to this algebra revision sheet. So what we've got is, first question is about simplifying. So we've got to simplify by collecting terms in the first one. So we've got 5a plus 3a, that's going to make 8a. And then I've got plus 2b, take away 5b, makes minus 3b. The second one, these are all mn terms. So I've got 3mn plus 2mn is 5mn, and I'm taking away 8 of them, which makes negative 3mn. Notice in this one, I am multiplying the terms together. So we know that n times n times n is n cubed, and I've got 2n cubed because I'm also multiplying by 2. And the last one, 4m times 3q is 12mq. All right, moving on to the substituting one. I'm going to do this as if we didn't have a calculator, because these are the sort of questions that we could be asked to do without a calculator. So moving on here, I've got s is equal to negative 4 and t is equal to 2. So I'm just going to start off by putting those numbers down like that. Now, 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Take away 7 times 2, 14. That's negative 26. The next one requires me to do the same, but I'm substituting t is negative 3, and I've got a squared term. So be very careful, put it in brackets, like that. So negative 3 squared, that's negative 3 times negative 3, that's positive 9. And I've got negative 2 times negative 3, which makes positive 6, so my answer is 15. Then the last one here, I've got q is 30 and p is negative 4. So I've got 30 times negative 4 plus 2 over 6. Using BIDMAS, do the bracket first. So that's 30 times negative 2 over 6. Sorry, 30 times negative 2 over 6. So that's equal to negative 60 over 6, which is equal to negative 10. All right, I'll fold this piece of paper in half so we can get the second half of the sheet nice and easily. Okay, so expand and simplify. If I rotate the camera, that makes it easier for me to write. There we go. So we've got 5p plus 3p, that's 8p, negative 4q plus q, negative 3q. The next one is expanding, so that's 12x plus 8, everything multiplied by 4. Then I've got 4x plus 20 plus 3x minus 21. And then that simplifies to 7x minus 1, because the positive 20 take away 21 makes negative 1. The next one I'm going to have to be a little bit careful with because there's negative signs flying around all over the place. So I've got 6x minus 3 minus 4x, and then I've got minus 2 times minus 3 here, that makes plus 6. So that simplifies to 2x, and then negative 3 plus 6 makes positive 3. This is expanding a double bracket, so we can use those arrows. So x times x is x squared, x times minus 4 is minus 4x, plus 7x minus 28. And then collecting the terms in the middle together gives us that. And this one looks really confusing, but it's not. It's very similar. So x times x is x squared, x times 2y is 2yx. That's plus 3yx plus 6y squared, and collecting the middle terms together gives us x squared plus 5yx plus 6y squared. Factorizing means to put into brackets, so this is going to become 2 bracket t plus 3. 8 doesn't go into both terms, so I've only got 4 that can go in front. Need 2s inside minus 3t. All the terms divide by 6 here. So I get 6a minus 2b plus 5. Here, all the terms divide by 4, plus 3y minus 4z. Here, I've got y that goes into both terms. And here, I've got x that goes into both terms. And I need x squared here because I want x cubed overall. All right, straight line graphs. I know straight line graphs have the equation y equals mx plus c. M is the gradient, c is the intercept. So in order to determine what the gradient and intercept of this line is, I need it to look like this, so I need to expand it. So y equals 6 minus 8x. The gradient is the number in front of x, so the gradient is negative 8, and the intercept, the y-intercept, is 6. Okay, index laws. Index laws, nice and straightforward. When it's multiply, we add those indices together. So that's p to the power 9. When it's division, we subtract them. That's x to the power 5. This one I've got a multiply and then a divide, so I'm going to go y to the power 7 over y to the power 5, makes y to the power 2. So here I've got big coefficient numbers, so they multiply like normal, that makes 6. Then I've got t squared times t to the 4, making t to the power 6, and the r cubed just stays there. And when I've got bracketed powers like this, the powers multiply each other, so that's m to the power positive 8, because minus 4 times minus 2 is positive 8. Okay, this question I think I'm going to need a bit of working out paper, because I think it takes more space than fits on here. So here we go. First of all, this is a rectangle, which means the top and the bottom are equal to each other. So I can start by making an equation saying 3a plus 7 is equal to 5a minus 3, and solving this equation by taking 3a from both sides, adding 3 to both sides, and dividing by 2 gives me that a is equal to 5. So now if I know a is 5, 3 times 5 is 15, plus 7, this side's 22. Let's just check it with this one. 5 5s are 25, take 3. Yep, that's 22. So we've also got to do the same with b. So I've got that 6b minus 5 is equal to 2b plus 9. Take 2b from both sides. So that's 4b minus 5 is equal to 9. Add 5 to both sides. So 4b is equal to 14. And then divide by 4. b is 14 divided by 4. Simplify the fraction, that's 7 over 2. And we all know that 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So b is 3.5. So 2b, that's 7. Add 9, that is 16. And then the perimeter is 22 at 22 at 16 at 16. So that's 44, that's what these add up to, at 32, which is 76. Oh, sorry, you can't see that. There we go. Okay, so there's a mistake on this question. This one doesn't make sense. Okay, red cards are worth 5 points, green cards are worth 3 points. We have R red and G green. Work out the number of points we've got and write it as a formula. So the number of points is equal to 5 times the number of red cards, because each red card gives me 5 points, plus 3 times the number of green cards. Okay, plotting the graph of a quadratic equation. Okay, so I've got to plug these numbers into this graph. So I'm going to start with my positive. This one, 3 squared plus 3. That's 9 plus 3, that's 12. This one, 1 squared plus 1. That's 1 plus 1 is 2. And this one, minus 1 squared plus minus 1. This is the one that we might need to do a bit of working out for. So 1 squared is 1 plus negative 1. That makes minus 1, so that's 0. Okay, and then I'm not going to do this on the video, but you draw your x and your y axis out on a grid, okay, on a nice square piece of paper, and you plot those points. All right, inequalities. So this is telling me y is between negative 6 and negative 3. Y is an integer, so y is a whole number. So that means y could be negative 5 and negative 4. It can't be negative 6 because we don't have that extra equals line there. And it can't be negative 3 because we don't have that extra equals line there. Solving the inequalities is just like solving an equation. So we get 3x greater than negative 9, x is greater than negative 3. And here, add 3 to both sides, 4x less than 10, divide both sides by 4, x is less than 10 over 4, so x is less than 5 over 2. Make sure that when you're solving these equations, you keep the same symbol as you had in the question, okay? And then this one, the arrow is going from negative 2 and bigger, so the number is bigger than negative 2, but the circle is filled in, which means it could also be equal to negative 2, so x is greater than or equal to negative 2. All right, I'm going to do these next linear equations on a separate piece of working out paper, just so that we've got clearer working out than I'll fit on this page. So I've got to start with 7x plus 18 equals 74. So we take 18 from both sides. So we get 7x equals to 56, and then we divide by 7 and get that x is equal to 8. Next question says 21 equals to 3 bracket 2x plus 11. So we expand the bracket because we can't solve it otherwise. Then we're going to take 33 from both sides because I want to get down to what x is on its own. That tells us 6x is equal to negative 12. Divide by 6 on both sides, so x is equal to negative 2. You can guess that question 3 is going to work out very similarly. So I've got 4 bracket 2y minus 5 equals to 32. So that's 8y, take away 20 equals to 32. Expanding your brackets. Add 20 to both sides, so 8y equals to 42. No, it doesn't. 8y is equal to 52, sorry. Then divide both sides by 8, so y is equal to 52 over 8. Okay, and we can simplify that a little bit if we want to, so that's 26 over 4, which is 13 over 2. If an exam question doesn't tell you to simplify, you can just leave it like that, okay? Then we come on to equations where the letter appears on both sides, and we've also got some brackets as well, so I mean that's totally brilliant. So 5p plus 7 is equal to 3 bracket 4 minus p. So we're going to expand our bracket first. So there we go. I've got to move one of the p's away. This one's negative, so I'm going to get rid of that. So that's plus 3p to both sides because that's the opposite. 8p plus 7 is equal to 12. Take away 7 from both sides. So 8p is equal to 5. Divide by 8. P is equal to 5 over 8. Sorry, you can't see the answer there. Okay, probably should have put the divide by 8 on my working out. Okay. All right, last one. Brackets and all sorts. So 4 bracket 2x plus 1 equals 2 bracket 3 minus x. So we'll start by expanding. So that's 8x plus 4 equals to 6 minus 2x. Add 2x to both sides. So 10x plus 4 is equal to 6. Take 4 from both sides. So 10x is equal to 2. And divide by 10, x is equal to 2 over 10, which is 1/5. Okay, obviously you could put that at 0.2 as well. Then we go on to the last two, which is changing the subject. So v equals u plus 5t. So I want to make u the subject, so I'm going to leave that where it is and move the other things away from it. So I'm going to subtract 5t from both sides. So v minus 5t is equal to u. Oh, I didn't want to make u the subject. Whoops, I've read the question wrong. v is equal to u plus 5t. I actually want to make t the subject, so I'm going to move everything else away. So minus u. So v minus u is equal to 5t. And then I need to divide by 5. v minus u over 5 is equal to t. Okay, so that's the answer if they ask for U as the subject, but actually they ask for T as the subject, so that's the answer. And then the last one, I've got to make A the subject of this. So we'll start the same. I'm going to take 8U away. So S minus 8U is equal to 8 over 4. Sorry, there you go. And then A is being divided by 4, so the opposite is times by 4. And I can write my answer as 4 bracket S minus 8U is equal to A, and use brackets like that to show the multiplication. All right, I hope that's been useful. If anybody's gone through something on this video, doesn't fully understand it, please pop up and ask. Do make sure that you come and check in. Okay, I'll do the other video and hopefully they'll both be up before the weekend.